Oh, is that you, dear? Are you? Oh my dear one. You look absolutely darling in your new outfit. Yellow is definitely your color. Let me get a closer look at you. Yes, it's lovely. You really brighten up the room just by being in it. Just, how does it feel on you? I hope it's comfortable. Good. I imagine you haven't had many opportunities to wear silk before. I just can't get enough of it right now. And I can't get enough of you either. To warn you, what you'll be doing today is a little different than ordinary. You're normally on decoration duty. You would make small, light conversation with me as I go about my business in my room. But although you haven't been here long, I've singled you out for a special occasion. Oh no! Don't be nervous, dear one. It's written all over your face. No, although this is important, you really don't need much. You see, I'm having a very important meeting today. There is a noble from a foreign country coming to visit. All I need is you to stay by my side during the discussion. Yes, that's all. You may speak if someone addresses you, but otherwise there is no need for anything other than you, your charming self. Still, I do apologize that I'm involving you with my work so soon. I really do try to start out small most of the time, but you can be quite opportunistic, and I just can't help but to think that you'll suit my purpose flawlessly. You have a face that is both innocent and inviting, which is perfect for today. Oh, and I've also decided that we'll be doing our feeding before the meeting. Don't worry, I promise I won't get any blood on your new outfit, darling. Oh, well, it's mostly for extra effect when dealing with nobles. It's very important to keep them from thinking they have power over you. That's why we're meeting in my home in the first place. And it's why I want to have your visible bite marks. My bites heal quickly for the best effect. Feeding immediately before the meeting will be best. Oh, but I hope you didn't get the impression that we need to rush. This is your first real feeding after all. I've allowed plenty of time so that it can be special. With that in mind, sit a little closer to me, won't you, dear? Much better. You know, I think that being close together for so long is half the reason I enjoy feeding. It feels like we're connecting on a deeper level. Now, show me your neck, dear. Remember, where I bit you before, I doubt you easily forget. I don't think I told you last time how wonderfully delicious you are. The flavors. Oh, how do I describe it? Not exactly sweet, but delicate. Yes, very delicate and so warm. You run at a higher temperature than most, and that makes it the delicate flavor to fill my mouth. Despite the subtlety, I need much more. Is that so, darling? The way you gasp like that. Are you feeling a bit overwhelmed? Don't worry, my dear one. You'll get accustomed to it as the time goes on. Bear with me for now, but you can keep gasping and fidgeting if you like. I rather enjoy it, so long as you keep your neck still for me. That's it. You're being so good for me. I'll be sure to pamper it well. For you being brave, my dear one. I think I shouldn't, but just a bit more. Warn me if you start to feel lightheaded, dear. That was absolutely splendid. I don't want to play favorites with my dear ones, but well, just say that you're especially excited for our feeding time whenever your turn comes around. Now, let me clean you up. You probably noticed I have plenty of warm water, cloth, and bandages ready. Sanitation, vampire saliva takes care of that naturally. Now show me your neck again, dear, so I can get you nice and clean. Ah, lovely. I'm quite thrilled with you, my dear one. You have a nice, easy spot to sink my fangs into, and your blood tastes wonderful and heal so easily. It's almost like you were born for this. Now, let me just apply this bandage. But remember, we want to show off our bite marks with pride. So we must make sure to take it off before the meeting. I say, look more relaxed than before. I suppose I haven't really explained what I do. Well, I don't think that there's really a name for it, but essentially, I'm involved in politics. More specifically, I back people who want power, both financially through my contacts. I return and charge a down payment, and I promised reimbursement after they achieve their goal. I know it's certainly unusual occupations, but as a vampire who lived for centuries, I've been able to accumulate a tremendous amount of wealth and allies. This is the best way I've found to make a proper use of them. Take that man we'll be meeting today as an example. He used to be a low-ranking noble in a monarchy very far from here. In the process of installing him as the new king. Honestly, this has been one of my easier jobs I've done. This nation has been suffering from a terrible feline. So, the common folk, already frustrated, just send some people to rely them up further and give them the idea to storm the castle, get rid of the royal food supplies during this meeting. We'll be going over how I'd be installing him as the new monarch. What's the matter, dear? You seem concerned. Well, I'd admit, my business is really gray at the best. But when you get to be as old as me, you realize that often these changes mean very little. In the long run, I do, of course, avoid taking clients that I'll believe the tyrant. Changes are anything my client chooses to do, as well as be written over in coming generations, much as they would if originally the king remained in power. Other questions? My, you're very inquisitive this evening. What is it? That's true. I don't go into much details. Why exactly? I want you to be here for the meeting, basically. You're a reminder. Whenever my client looks at you, he'll be reminded of both power and my kindness. You demonstrate my power by being in my possession. The simple fact that you and the other dear ones belong to me shows how wealthy I am to be able to take care of all of you by showing off your bite marks. I'll remind him of my ancient power, my vampire nature. But more than that, the fact that you are well fed, well dressed, and happy will ensure he understands that I believe in treating people well. If he plans to be a compassionate ruler, Reassure him that we have the same ideals. If he plans to be cruel, he will know that risk of angering me. I can tell you already, you can fulfill this role for me perfectly. You're so cute and a little bit timid. Most of all, your gentle face is so calming. Honestly, go on and on about you. But let's suffocate and say that you're just what I need for today. Oh, that's sweet of you to say. But you don't need to replay me for anything. I don't consider you to be in my debt at all. Just being your darling, sweet self has made you more than worth the cost of buying you. Now, let me remove the bandage so we can look at those bite marks. Ah, that's perfect. The bleeding has stopped, but you can tell the bite marks are fresh. Until it completely heals, there will be no doubt that anyone who sees this knows that you'll belong to me. Now, my client should be arriving any moment. Until he gets here, let's just enjoy each other's company for a bit longer, shall we?